Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as we just reclaimed 44 G's, baby. Let's go. I'll also be sharing the latest updates from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin, stock to flow model. And breaking news just in, Honduras special economic zone, Prospera, recognizes Bitcoin as a unit of account. This makes Bitcoin acceptable for commercial, tax, and financial transactions. Honduras. Let's go. Also, in today's show, I'll be sharing the latest with the mysterious Bitcoin transaction. Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet resurfaces on a $1.17 million move. We'll also be discussing BlackRock to slash 3% of their workforce ahead of the Bitcoin ETF deadline. I'll be breaking down this latest report, as well as revised forecast from Bloomberg Analyst Balchunas, who cuts his probability of the Bitcoin spot ETF rejection down to 5%, which means 95% likelihood of being approved this week, potentially within the next 24 hours. Also in today's show, speaking of Bitcoin spot ETFs, VanEck's head of research says BlackRock has $2 billion in investments already lined up. We'll also be discussing the latest from the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser. He says the U.S. government plans to seize all the Bitcoin ETF BTC. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Now, welcome, crypto fam. We are pumping already on Coin360. The price is 44,500 on BitBo. As you can see on the screen, we're at 44,244. So let's keep the pump a-pumping, shall we? Welcome, everyone. Happy Sunday. Let me know if the stream is loud and clear and smooth, first and foremost. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Live, John Hoddle, Will Stopson versus Guru. Good morning, Australia in the building. Shout out to Passive. Shout out to Jennifer. Kansas City. Smash those likes, says Helen. Always appreciate that, family. What up, Carl S.? In the building. What up, Mr. Weeds? Sup, bros? What up, broskies? My Dubai in the building. What up, Dubai? Hi, everyone. Shout out to Crypto Gator. Good to see ya. The 11th, in my opinion. Right on. Would that be Thursday, right? Still this week, according to Tennessee Eco Man here. Good evening, Fox Base Delta. Welcome to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Greetings from Virgo Cluster. Virgo Cluster in the building. Shout out to Stress Free VIP. Can you guys pump the biddies so I don't go broke? We'll pump Bitcoin, that's for sure. Loud and clear in England, 46,000 incoming. Bring it. Hi from Ireland. Shout out Leona. Appreciate you tuning in, family. Abel Gonzalez in the building. Santa's here. Welcome, Crypto Santa. Clear JV. Good to note, Hodl Mike. What up, McLovin? JV, loud and clear. Thank you, Jennifer. Shout out to the fam. Montreal in the building, eh? Hit it, JV. Shout out Ben Silva. Appreciate it. Welcome, Raven. Welcome, George. And thank you, Mark Metler, for subscribing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. All subscribers do get on-screen shout-outs, and I'll shout you out personally if you do it during the stream here. Hey, JV, says Track. Welcome, family. Hi from New Jersey, says Charlie Sparta. Welcome, Charlie. What it do, Chuck? Wednesday, says Sebastian. Bring it. It's going to be a lit week, I'll tell you that much. 50,000 incoming. I've been calling 50,000 here in January. I think it's the sign of the times. What do you think? Put your lighters in the air. There you go, Stedge. Appreciate that. Bring it. What up, bro? What up, Adam? Welcome, Chris. Can we expect the ETF approval this week? 95% probability of approval, according to the top experts. We're going to be discussing that in today's show, of course. Good morning from Nick in Melbourne, Australia. Appreciate you, Nick. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to all my Aussies. What up, Gavin? Manchester, UK in the building. Shout out to Ian. Helen, always a pleasure, family. Good to see you. Ecuador is pumping Bitcoin. Good. Honduras should be pumping Bitcoin because big Honduras news with Bitcoin being accepted as a unit of account. Smash the likes. You already know. Appreciate that. I'm ripping the Kush dabs. Do what it do, Mr. Weed. Do what it do. You saved me a lot of reading. That's what's up, Quinn. Appreciate your support. Good stuff. Gary G fell into his paper shredder fake news while shredding instructions from his handler. Rest in pieces. Oh my God. OMG. Bring it. What have I missed? Not much. We're just getting started. Tales from the Crypto. Welcome, family. Appreciate you subscribing. Shout out to John Hoddle. Appreciate you supporting the show by becoming a member of the Hoddle Gang. Shout out to our Hoddle Gang. We now have over 500 paid members on the channel. Greatly appreciate everyone's support. Much love. Hello from Switzerland. What it do, Oliver? It is being a dream sequence right now. Everything is so weird. It is weird. And I think the world is just going to get that much more weird. trust. 2024 family, we're here. Sea-Dog, what it do? I appreciate that again, John Hoddle. Hoddle gang, Hoddle gang. Hoddle gang. Hello from Houston. Houston, we have liftoff. Send it. JV, there is no second best. Amen, Matt. We about to launch, family. Let's go. What up, Morton? Appreciate you tuning into the stream. If you guys are just joining us, smash that like. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Shout out Susadi. Appreciate your subscription, family. We will crash after this week, says the said me. Are you anticipating ETF approval, yay or nay? If you think the ETF will be approved, there is a live poll going on right now. Be sure to participate in that chat. It just asks when ETF approval. And if you think we're likely to get the approval this upcoming week, put a 1 in the chat. If you think no approval this week, put a 2. I want to know where you guys stand on all this. Let me know. So again, if you think ETF approval likely this week, as the experts are anticipating, big fat 1 in the chat. If you don't think it'll be this week, put a 2. Simple and plain. Loud and clear in Hawaii. Shout out Paula G. Jeff Rhodes. Ahmed, what it do? Raven, good to see you, family. Always a pleasure. We got a 1 from Will. Marcus got a 1 to the moon. 100K, send it. 111. Chris, Bombastic, Sea-Dog 1, Adam 1, George, tomorrow, send it. Could you imagine within 24 hours we get approved? Boom! 1111111. Cheers, Abel. Good to see you, brother. Morton, love your show. Appreciate that support. The ones are lit in the chat. 1.5, 111, 1.5. 11111. We got a 2 from Helen, so she's not anticipating ETF approval. When do you think we're likely to get this approval, Helen? Let me know. 11111. We got a 2 from McLovin. Not so optimistic either. When ETF, when Lambo equals 1. There you go. Crypto Commando. I hope so, says Marcus. Eric put a 2. Crypto Surge put a 1. So most of you got faith that Gensler's going to give us the green light. We shall soon see. 50,000 by Friday. Send it. Let's get it. They have to save the market before everyone dumps, says Mr. Weed. 420, says Morton. All day, every day, at least here on the channel, right? We'd be taking hits from that hopium bong. What up, Jason Lee? 1. Track 1. Laura 1. G-Man 1. Price not baked in either. 50 G's. I agree with that, Jennifer. It's not baked in. 3 from Sudhir. We'll already head to former charts or chairs of the SEC. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, No Claire Gare and Jay Clayton. The Sedamine, I appreciate you subscribing to the pod family. Well, for 1, 100,000 eventually, but for 2, because I don't think we'll see the approval until Q2, writes Raven. I appreciate you sharing your insights. Wednesday, please not tomorrow. You are the best. Thank you, Jay Bella. Hello, my G. What it do? Wolfie. So if one moves of El Salvador, the U.S. government doesn't have this ability, we didn't say all that. But United States government can't be trusted. I think we would all agree on that one, right? I agree with Jennifer, 48 to 50 G's. Send it. Can you say my son, Ethan? Absolutely, Serge. Shout out to your son, Ethan. Listen to your pops, Crypto Serge. He's the man. They have to approve before the halving. No other option. 1 Bitcoin equals infinite Lambos. There we go. We'll be flying around in spacecraft. Flying saucers for everybody. Yeah. Boom, boom to the moon. Does anyone understand why anyone would sell on the news? Idiocracy, listening to Jim Cramer. Thank you from Sydney, Australia. Cheers, Philip. I have been dumping fiat every day for the last week in the Bitcoin. Smart man, Will. Smart man. We got a lot of ones. So I'd say it's safe to say 90% of you agree. We're going to get the approval this week, so we'll soon see. Grab your popcorn. It's going to be lit. But anyways, fam, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, be sure to smash the like and hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. Shout out to Marcus. I appreciate your subscription, family. Much love, much respect. Today is pod episode number 1515. I'm your host, JV. Happy Sunday. Church is officially in session. We preach in the holy gospel of Satoshi, as we do each and every day, 7 days a week. Today is January 7th, 2024. And within the next 24 hours, there is the prospect of a spot Bitcoin ETF being approved, finally, in the United States, after a decade of them kicking the can down the road. It's time. So let's break into our market watch, as we do each and every day. Welcome everyone just joining the show. Appreciate the support. Smash the likes. We got Bitcoin trading at 44,500. it. Let's go. If we can smash 45,000 today, maybe we'll be doing a midnight pump watch this evening. What do you guys think? Let me know. We also have Ether pumping, trading just shy of 2,300. BNB also in the green, while XRP, Cardano, and Solana are all pulling back and in the red. And zooming out on the monthly to get a broader perspective, we still got Bitcoin up 3% on the month. Ether is down 4%. XRP down a whopping 11%. BNB up 32%. Sol up 40%. And AVAX up 33%. We also have ICP up 135%, which has been killing it. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 1.65 trillion with roughly 45 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance, same as yesterday, 52.2%, with Ether dominance, same as yesterday at 16.3%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got GMT leading the pack, up 31%, followed by Stacks, now trading at $1.76, up 12% for the day, followed by SEI, up 10%, trading just shy of 72 cents. Below that, we have Celestia, Arbitrum, and Beam. Now, which alts, if any, are you most bullish on for 2024 in this bull market? Let me know in the comments. I greatly appreciate that. And don't forget, this is a live and interactive show, so also let me know where you're tuning in from. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective, we got Corgi, or Corgi, however you pronounce that. Another meme coin up 56% on the daily, GMT up 32%, and Stacks up 13%. Zooming out on the monthly, you still got massive gainers across the board for the overall altcoin market, including Sats up 255%, SEI 159%, ICP 132%, and Corgi up 279%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 71 greed. Yesterday, 70. Last week, a 67. And last month, a 72 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. When 50 G's? Let me know. Do you think 50 G's this week? Sometime in January? Holla at your boy. Let's read some more comments before we dive into our live Q&A. Our TA, I should say, Astrology for Men. Cardano gang, says Fredo. I hear that. CISO, really? Yes. We're going to be breaking down that story, of course. The government, you can't trust them. Remember when they seized everyone's gold back in 1933? Well, what if they did that with the Bitcoin ETF BTC? Because according to Max Keiser, that's the plan. That's what they're planning on doing. Panama in the house, Peter Schiff. Why do you mention Peter Schiff there? Is that your name as well? Key West, says David. I know Peter Schiff also lives here in Puerto Rico. Not a drama title. It's true. Correct, Zero. This is not false. Max maybe made 30 tweets this morning, all in regards to this, and that's why it's the main topic of the day. It's stirring up a lot of controversy, but at the same time, you guys need to be prepared for what the ultimate sinister plan of BlackRock truly is. What up, Tony Smith? How will they get your Bitcoin? Well, they're not going to unless you forfeit it over to them, or if you invest into the ETF, because you're never holding on to the underlying asset to begin with, unless it's in self-custody. That's why we got to preach the power of self-custody and to remove your crypto off the exchanges, not your keys, not your cheese, family. Today, we reached 47,000. Hear my words. I hope you're right, Zach. I'm anticipating it. Let's get it. That way we can have a pump watch this evening. What it do? 50 G's this Friday, says Crypto Paradise. Send it. He is quoting a source, not a spam title. Amen. Thank you, Joey. We don't make up spam here. This is all legit. Don't shoot the messenger for, preaching the truth and what is actually going on in the markets. The ETF is noise. Epstein is noise. War is noise. Politics is noise. Focus on health. Focus on learning. Focus on securing my stats and focus on Bitcoin education. Love that, Luigi. Sage advice there. Self-custody and cold storage equals no worries. Amen, McLovin. So don't let them scare you out of your biddies. You know what I mean? Appreciate you guys. Buy up your cold cards. Use Bitcoin to buy them, not fiat linked to your bank card, Lightning Network, or Chain Key Tech to pay for them. Smart man, Will. Shout out Tony Jeffries. What it do? LFC Liverpool Film Club. Always a pleasure. Coiners pulled the rug. Wonder why. They're trying to figure out how they can get their shorting buddies from 40 G's and under, says the Vineyards. Zero, they can chop some fingers, but guess what? I don't remember my seed phrase. There you go. Not your keys, not your crypto. Precisely, Carl. You know the name of the game. Crypto Cloud says yes. What is your take on ICP? It's been crushing it. I don't have a lot of personal insights on it because I don't own any or know much about it, but I know it's been crushing it and probably will continue to do so. What up, John Hoddle? JB, what's the best way to help someone that is just starting to learn about crypto? Get them to plug into the daily podcast. They got to get their 10,000 hours of Bitcoin understanding and learning, and what better way than tune into the daily pod with the crypto fam. So it's fun. You know what I mean? Otherwise, recommend some books. The Bitcoin Standard, there's quite a few out there as well. There's other great podcasts I could suggest as well. 167% feels good to me, says Steve. I had my biddies in my wallet, but the aliens in Miami lifted them. Oh no. Palm. I love the Model T, referring to the Trezor there. Fast Machine Media, that's what's up. Late, dealing with craziness at home after work, says JB. Greetings from Southwest Florida. Southwest Florida in the building. Lost my keys in a rocket accident. There you go, Jennifer. I lost my keys in space. Chain key technology through ICP is the best thing since Bitcoin and smart contracts as well. Thanks for sharing. Just now jumping on from Northwest Arkansas. Get me caught up, JV. Thank you, Brian Proctor. We're just starting the show, so we got a lots to cover. Not concerned about the Bitcoin ETF narrative. I'm looking forward to the halving and the bull run that comes after. Yes, let's not forget the halving is only 3 months out, scheduled to take place in April. There's a lot of hype right now surrounding this ETF approval this week, but we have the halving on the back of that. 3 months out, family. It's going to be lit. Can you explain why Satoshi got more Bitcoin? We're going to be discussing that story here shortly. So without further ado, let's dive into our Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next, shall we? We call this astrology for men, family. Bitcoin focused on 44 Gs into the first weekly close of 2024 as multiple new volatility catalysts lined up. And right now we're sitting on the cusp of 44,500 as we continue to pump. Data from TradingView showed narrowing volatility in the Bitcoin price performance over the weekend. Markets remain nervous as to how Bitcoin might react to the approval or the denial of the spot Bitcoin ETF decision due by January 10th, which is Wednesday, only 4 more days away. And we could potentially see the approval by tomorrow, just FYI. Now, as reported, the seminal event is widely predicted to deal a temporary blow to the bulls in the form of a Bitcoin price retracement and a sell the news event. Well, that's according to just a handful of people, including Jim Cramer, but you already know we inverse anything that mofo says. Now, others see the chance for the knee-jerk upside potentially challenging the key psychological levels. Now, regardless of which direction the move might take, indicators nonetheless pointed to a breakout from the narrow intraday range. Amongst them was the Bollinger Band's volatility indicator, now narrowing on the daily time frame, and a classic precursor to range expansion. Now, Bollinger Band's tightening even more heading into the ETF week, and even John Bollinger himself, the creator of this indicator, in which it was named after, is anticipating $50,000 incoming here in January, just FYI. And fellow trader Dan Crypto Trades added that the so-called spot premium was once again active on the Bitcoin markets, with derivative traders seemingly wary of going long or short after last week's snap liquidations. Remember, there was like over $1 billion in longs liquidated, just like that. Quoting Dan Crypto Trades, Bitcoin spot premium has returned since the most recent flush, is trading at a higher premium than prior to the push into 40,000. Feels mostly like people afraid to long and just generally over leveraged longs that got flushed out hard recently. And the longer we range around this price area, the more positions will build up with stop losses and liquidations sitting above and below the price. He continued, alongside this heat map you see on your screen, leverage Bitcoin liquidity on the largest global exchange, which is Binance. Now, while attention remained focused on the ETF, macroeconomic hurdles were waiting in the wings. There were in the form of U.S. inflation data with the December prints of both the CPI and the producer price index due in the coming days. So a big week for the markets. Traditionally, a source of short-term volatility for crypto and risk assets in their own right, the data releases would ostensibly need to show inflation continuing to subside. Now, we all know they fudged those numbers, right? Just got to point out the obvious. And as reported, the key result of this, the Federal Reserve pivoting on interest rate policy, is not currently expected to occur at its next dedicated meeting at the end of the month. And checking out the latest from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model. And if you're not familiar with stock to flow, it ultimately predicts the Bitcoin price will hover between 100,000, actually he updated it, between 250,000 and $1 million post 2024 halving to the next halving in 2028. And he just wrote, in 2015, 2016, when I bought my first Bitcoin at 400 bucks, people said Bitcoin was dead. And in 2019, when Bitcoin was 4 Gs, I wrote the Stock to Flow article calling for 55,000 Bitcoin. People said I was crazy. Today, Bitcoin is 40 Gs, and Stock to Flow model predicts 532,000 per Bitcoin after the 2024 halving. People say it's impossible, but what do you have to say to that, family? Please do let me know, and let me know if you agree or disagree with Plan B and the Stock to Flow model. 500,000 biddies, send it. Let's get it. We already have close to 900 people here in the live chat. I appreciate y'all's support. Make sure to smash that like. It'll get more eyeballs on the channel. We should have well over 1,000 people this stream. Appreciate you, fam. People are going to get wrecked on leverage. They are going to be massive swings. There always is, especially at around the time of the halving. So trade carefully, and I would avoid leverage altogether unless you're just a degen and you can't help yourself. Then to each their own. We'd be at 500,000 if not for leverage. Good point. And they approved all of these future ETFs so they can manipulate the market, knowing it's not in the investor's best interest. When spot ETF, we need to all be tagging Gensler. Come on, buddy, it's time. 800 people in here. Aloha. Yeah, Bitcoin will never reach 6 digits from a banker, says Get Ready XRP fam. We're definitely hitting 6 figures. I think we're likely to hit it this year. What do you guys think? Looks good, that price range, 500,000. I'm with you on that, Will. $1 million Bitcoin soon. Samson Mouse calling for $1 million, potentially after the approval of the ETF. We shall soon see. Yesterday, I shared a prediction of 500,000 following the news of the ETF being approved. Is now a good time to launch a crypto project or wait until after the ETF? That's up to you, Joshua. If it's a good project, it shouldn't matter so much when you launch it. November 2022 low was around 15,800. That's correct. Yeah, we can buy a house if it were for no leverage, says G off. If we calculate 2,100%, it is that 331,000? Send it. Do you have any idea about ICP? I think it's going to continue to pump. What do you guys think? Does leverage cause more volatility? Absolutely. If you have Bitcoin, you don't need to do anything else. You already won. Amen. So congratulations to all my winners. Hashtag winning. Diamond hands versus lettuce hands. Who will come out on top? You already know it's the diamond hands with the laser eyes, 0. 100K, says Jennifer. Send it. Once they ban mining, Bitcoin is toast. Bitcoin is not toast, but interesting. You're pumping XRP, I see. Naturally, Bitcoin is the antidote to the CBDCs and XRP. So just saying. How about the news out of left field? Which news you referring to, Valentino? Let me know. Better late than never. Happy to be aboard. Appreciate you, Ron. Job bless, family. Love and light. How about the news? Yeah, it sounds unrealistic, but it is such an important year. So who knows, says Fox Base. I tell people to expect the unexpected. Anything is possible. Does anyone remember Bitcoin years ago hit 550,000? I didn't see that. On what exchange are we talking about? Maybe a glitch. Hey, JV, watching from Cornwall, England. Go XRP and Bitcoin, says Fairground. Welcome to the pod family. Macro says, if you had 50 Gs, would you buy Bitcoin or buy a strip bar? Bitcoin, 100%. Why would I want the overhead and all the problems that come along with running a physical business? Would make no sense. I like the digital business. No overhead, just hodl. I will never sell. That's what's up, K-Jam. Mr. Michael Saylor, are you around, brother? Let me know what other cryptos besides Bitcoin are you interested in right now.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset.
Cheers, Matt. Appreciate you subscribing to the pod family. Bitcoin price is being suppressed. They are trying to keep the lid on it. 100% 2-for-1. In fact, the hash rate adjusted applied price is really close to $400,000 right now. So just add another 0 to the number you see on the screen. That's the true Bitcoin value. Satoshi Nakamoto is the US government, says Vitalik. Boobies, says Geoff. Get your head out of the gutter. Bitcoin emoji coming up after the ETF approval. Bring it. Can't wait for that one. Yeah. What up, James? Dude, enough with the nonsense. What are you talking about, dog? LOL, a strip bar, always losing the situation. Love that clip. Yeah, it's classic. Never get old, Sailor.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset.
There is no second best. I'm with you, JB. Digital biz all the way. It's the future. You already know. But anyways, let's now dive into our next story of the day. We got a lot to cover. Here's the latest news coming out of Honduras. Big news. Check this out. As tweeted here by the Bitcoin Archive, breaking Honduras Special Economic Zone Prospera recognizes Bitcoin as a unit of account. What does this mean? It makes Bitcoin acceptable for commercial, tax, and financial transactions. There's only one article I found, and here it is on Finbold. So let me read this to you. Prospera ZD, the Honduras Special Economic Zone, has officially recognized Bitcoin as a unit of account. This move effectively acknowledges the legitimacy of the cryptocurrency in diverse commercial, tax, and financial transactions. So Bitcoin, let's go. The announcement disclosed on January 5th by George Colindres, an acting manager and tax commissioner of the zone, outlined the conditions under which legal entities can adopt Bitcoin as their unit of account. Quoting him here, Prospera ZD recognizes the right of resident legal entities organized or registered under the authority of the Prospero Entity Registry Statute of Use Bitcoin as their respective unit of account in the sense of the monetary unit or measure of value in terms of which their accounts are kept and values stated according to the statement. So for instance, entities interested in adopting Bitcoin as their unit of account must file a notice with the tax commissioner within 30 days of a relevant tax period. The notices should reference an approved major cryptocurrency exchange such as Kraken or Coinbase. And until the implementations of the final Bitcoin tax payment procedure, tax liabilities of Bitcoin electing entities will be determined in reference to Bitcoin for internal accounting purposes, but reported to Prospera ZD in the United States dollars or local currency, which is the lempira. Now, how many of you are in Honduras or nearby somewhere in Central America? I'm curious, let me know. I used to live in Costa Rica, so not too far from there, and not too far from El Salvador. And upon the implementation of the final Bitcoin tax payment procedure, tax liabilities will be reported in Bitcoin, and the entities will pay the corresponding amount to Prospera ZD in Bitcoin. The statement also included an approval form that entities can use their Bitcoin election. Prospera ZD's general service provider will publish the Bitcoin election notice, form templates, and update the eProspera e-governance platform to include corresponding data entry and filings. Now, Honduras passed the push to make Bitcoin legal tender. It's worth noting that the economic zone's decision came after previous rumors circulating that Honduras was on the verge of approving Bitcoin as legal tender. Speculations were rampant that the country might follow in the footsteps of El Salvador in acknowledging the legality of BTC. Now, interestingly, in 2022, the Central Bank of Honduras released a statement refuting the news that the country had declared Bitcoin legal. And in the statement, the institution cautioned against using cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin in payment scenarios, emphasizing the lack of legal backing for such transactions. So there you have it. I mean, big news coming out of Honduras. So sign of the times. Do you think they may potentially adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender? Let me know your thoughts. There's a lot of prospects for 2024. Samson Mao has been predicting that many countries will adopt Bitcoin in some way, shape, or form this year in 2024. Let me know your thoughts of which countries are likely to make that move next, following in the footsteps of El Salvador. Welcome, y'all just tuning in. Be sure to smash those likes. We're on the cusp of reaching over 1,000 concurrent viewers here on the tube. We're also live right now on Rumble, so shout out to the Rumble fam. Countries making laws to get as much Bitcoin legally for free as possible. Smart, if you're to ask me. Richard Hart predicts 65,000 as the top for the market 2024-2025 as the price has not moved with all of the hype around the ETF. Well, my thoughts, even if we didn't get the ETF approval, keeping it real, I think just based off the Bitcoin halving alone and all the adoption, nation state adoption, sovereign wealth fund adoption, we're going to hit six figures. You got to remember, the Bitcoin doesn't need the ETFs or the institutions, Wall Street, and all of those mofos need Bitcoin because they're not stupid. BlackRock's not stupid. Once Larry Fink a few years ago, Bitcoin's an index for money laundering. Now they're all in looking to take all your precious biddies. So don't be fooled. Never listen to what they say. Watch what they do. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to stop these Bitcoin dominoes. It's game theory. Honduras, 100% 2 for 1. Many other countries could potentially adopt Bitcoin as well. Let's not forget Argentina. We got Javier Milei, pro-Bitcoin president, looking to put an end to their central bank. And that's just one. We also got Suriname, just north of Brazil, small nation, maybe 750,000 people population. They're looking to adopt Bitcoin as well, putting 1% of their central bank reserves into BTC. Shout out Mr. Trognor. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod family. Much love. Nate in the building. How you doing, brother? Come on, smash those likes. In America, you can buy, sell, and mine Bitcoin. Yes, Google Bitcoin rainbow chart, says Dr. Payne. Are BlackRock using exchanges to buy Bitcoin? Bet not. Getting it for free. The miners are owned and can be found by the governments. That's right. Let's not forget all the Bitcoin, which was confiscated from Silk Road as well, 69,000 BTC. You already know the US government and BlackRock are kind of already one and the same. So who knows? A lot of shadiness going on. We break 45,000 tomorrow when the Asian markets open. Send it. The controllers would never release anything they cannot control. That's a good point, pineal gland. Good to see your pineal gland is wide open. Love and light. I dump my ETH and all in on Bitcoin. That's what's up, DJ Polarizer. Let's get it. Bhutan and Lithuania. More prospects. Love it. Send it. The human biofield can be hacked. Keiser is a Bitcoin billionaire. I second that. If I was to guess, I'd definitely say he is a billionaire for sure. Japan just announced no tax on crypto. For real, Morton. That's pretty big news. 100% JV. Watch what they do, brother. You already know, Sid. Yeah. Sorry, the goodbye Cybertruck. I am buying a Bitcoin today for your down payment. That's what's up. The U.S. government holds 200,000 Bitcoins. That makes them one of the largest holders in the world. So you already know. My wife Jillian loves your show, JV. Give her a shout out. Shout out to Jillian from Colorado. Thanks for tuning in, fam. We just smashed 1,000 concurrent viewers. That's what's up. Brian Proctor, 532. Can you want something so bad that you believe it, or is it the truth? I am leaning towards the truth. Just hodl. Bitcoin's going to smash all these targets, but the question is, when? Yeah, I mean, might not happen this cycle, but if it doesn't happen this cycle, it's most likely going to happen next cycle. So just keep hodling. You know what I mean? I sold all my ETH when they centralized by going to staking. Yeah, I lost a lot of respect and trust in them as well when they made that move. Jason Bourne, Bitcoin, bring it. Belgium here. 160 G's, says MT. Shout out to Kunta Charlie. Appreciate you subscribing to the pod. Sold all my ish coins in 2021. Best thing ever. Never look back. Well done, Kaizen. If you bought Bitcoin at the right time, you would not be considering FOMO now. The time for going all in was a year ago. Well said, Wayne. Cheers, family. Shout out John Hoddle. Much love, family. March 2025, 160 G's. Let's get it. Max Keiser's net worth is estimated to be 150 million. Do your research. I'll just tell you this much, no one will ever know his net worth, including Google. So don't be fooled. You got to kind of read between the lines and put two and two together. But besides, he lost all his Bitcoin in a boating accident. So yeah, it happens. Lost my keys in a black hole. It happens, JB. There was recently a so-called 10-foot alien beings in Miami. A lot of people lost their keys to that event as well, if you know what I'm saying. Global warming, they say it's real. I lost all my crypto years ago to global warming. I should have listened to, what's her name? That one chick, Greta. Yeah, ETH is not decentralized anymore. Proof of stake made it centralized. Wayne 100%. FOMO during the FTX collapse. Word. Happy weekend, everyone. Happy weekend. Hodl, hodl, hodl gang. Not Google, it's Forbes. Well, I'll tell you this, the richest people on the planet are not listed on Forbes. That, my friend, is a fact, and you better bet your bottom dollar it's not Elon Musk. I'm just going to tell you straight up. I swapped all my ETH for Bitcoin a few weeks ago. That's what's up, T. Dillard. ETF is now BlackRock 2B. Oh yeah, the 2 billion. We're going to be breaking that down as well. They're looking to buy 2 billion of Bitcoin already. Shout out to the lion of all trades. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. It is lit in this mofo. I love it. October was a great month to buy alts. Now lost it all in the boating accident. Hey, welcome to the club. Do you expect a 20% downturn after the halving? No. Greta, yeah, took my seed phrase. That Greta, she is something. How dare you? Dang aliens came for my biddies. You already know. Lost all my keys in a wardrobe malfunction. Oh no. Putin is the richest, says Mux. Forbes said FTX was legit. Yeah, and they also called him the Michael Jordan of crypto. Scam Bankman-Fried. What a joke. I am now a Bitcoin hodler. Congratulations, I love guns. Yeah, it's the Saudis or the guys in the Middle East who are private. There you go. I lost my Bitcoin in a parachute accident. 1.1 thou on the stream. Hit the likes. That's right. Let's get 2,000 mofos in the stream. Why not? But anyways, let's dive into our next story of the day. We still got a lot to cover. We just discussed the breaking news coming out of Honduras, recognizing Bitcoin as a unit of account. Now let's discuss the recent mystery of Satoshi's wallet. Someone sent it over $1 million worth of BTC. So why in the world would someone do that? Well, here we go. In the early hours of January 5th, an intriguing Bitcoin transaction linked to Satoshi's wallet stirred conversations and controversy in the community. An unknown user sent almost 27 Bitcoin, valued at almost 1.2 million, to the Genesis wallet, which is the first Bitcoin wallet ever. Yeah, so this transaction sparked curiosity and speculation within the crypto space, as the funds are unlikely, clearly, to be recovered. Now, the sender initiated a transfer from a wallet that is now empty, with the transaction fee notably standing at $100, well above the average transaction fees observed on the Bitcoin network. Engaging into the wallet's origin revealed funds moving from 3 wallets to 12 other wallets before reaching the Genesis wallet of Satoshi. Now, notably, a significant portion of the funds can be tracked back to a wallet associated with Binance. Now, Arkham Intelligence, a blockchain analytics platform, identified the majority of the funds originating from the Binance affiliated wallet. Now, the Genesis wallet holds a unique position in the history of Bitcoin, being the very first wallet ever created on the Bitcoin network. It was established by this anonymous entity known as Satoshi Nakamoto, the mysterious creator of BTC. Now, originally containing 50 mined Bitcoins, the Genesis wallet received an increase in funds from the global Bitcoin community on its anniversary, pushing the balance to 72 Bitcoins by the year 2023. And the latest transaction has significantly boosted it to 99.67 Bitcoins, now valued at roughly $4.3 million. So Satoshi Nakamoto awake. Let's discuss it. Nakamoto not only crafted the groundbreaking crypto, but also likely mined numerous blocks during the early days of the network's existence. The exact number of blocks mined by Nakamoto remains a mystery. And despite the theoretical possibility that Nakamoto may still possess the private keys to access the Genesis wallet and other associated wallets, experts suggest that such a scenario is highly unlikely. No movement has been detected in funds linked to Nakamoto, including those of the Genesis block, since Nakamoto's unexplained disappearance in December of 2010. Now, who do you think Nakamoto is? Do you think it's a collective of people? Do you think it's an individual? Do you think he is still alive? Do you think he has ascended? Let me know your thoughts. Now, Coinbase director Connor Grogan shared on X that the transaction could either be Nakamoto reemerging and transferring Bitcoin from Binance, or an individual having sacrificed over $1 million. Personally, I'm pretty confident it's the latter. The exec also suggested that this could be an ETF marketing stunt. What are your thoughts, family? Let me know. And who do you think the mysterious creator behind Bitcoin is? Holla at your boy. Boston Obi in the house. Shout out to Boston Obi. Are you related to Obi-Wan Kenobi? Let me know. Nipsey is Satoshi. Nailed it. Shout out to Nipsey, the mascot of the channel. Steve Jobs says G-off. CIA says together. Is the SEC just rejected all the Bitcoin ETF apps? It would be sued like Grayscale sued the SEC. Grayscale won. Listings of the ETFs approved could take a month after and could be shortly after. Good point, Bombastic. Appreciate your insights. Stop talking like a 12-year-old kid. Why do you say that? Do I sound like a 12-year-old? Chat, let me know. Be honest with me if I do sound like a 12-year-old. What up, champs? What up, Jaws? I agree with Nipsey. He is Satoshi. Cheers. Bitcoin scarcity will only increase over time, says 2 for 1. Had to be multiple people. Satoshi is Steve Jobs. Wow, a lot of people think Steve Jobs, Satoshi. Question for you. Who do you believe benefited the most from the FTX collapse? That's a great question, Eric Castro. The people that come to my mind is like Gary Gensler, the SEC, the people above him, his parents that made off with hundreds of millions worth of real estate, a lot of politicians, which are being protected. Why did they just drop 6 of the felony charges against Bankman-Fried, the Department of Justice? That's clearly no justice in that. Satoshi, do love. Oh, word, not all, JV. John says, E-test will be denied. Sorry, guys. 50-year-old sounds like it. I'd rather sound like a 12-year-old than 50, guys. Come on now. Oh, my sheesh. Yeah, Satoshi, KYC, and Binance, exactly. Not going to happen. That's why I highly doubt that. The U.S. government. Yeah, the government. There you go. Thank you. The government. Dude, you're the ish. Don't worry about it. Appreciate you guys. Hodl, hodl, hodl. Grayscale has done me very well. Buy it. Word. Are you in their GBTC product? Let me know. Grayscale is the largest hodler of Bitcoin on paper. They have roughly 620,000 biddies in their trusts. You know what I mean? JV, please do not listen to the loonies who show up and on the pump days and piss on Bitcoin. Amen on Matrix. Just giving him an opportunity. I think Adam Back is Satoshi. I think he absolutely played a major role in the creation of Bitcoin. So you day trade 10% of your Bitcoin and lose all your profit and transaction fees. Good luck. Stay wrecked. Sativ, what do we do if the U.S. government makes it illegal to self-custody our Bitcoin? We're going to be discussing that. It's actually the main topic of the show because they're going to be looking to seize all the Bitcoin through the ETFs, according to Max Keiser. I'm also going to be sharing some thoughts from Alex Jones as well. Why not? Track you two. Smash the like. Thank you, family. Guy, Elon is Satoshi. Look into it. I doubt it. Why is he always pushing that Doge crap? The Doge father. You know what I mean? Purely Kala, CIA. Don't read the chats from the haters and the trolls. Good point, Brian. Is that a kombucha? It is a kombucha. You know how we do here on the fam. We got to stay lit. Get all those probiotics circulating in the tummy. Black trolls and losers help a lot. Max Keiser also tweeted, it is not likely to happen, but it is not out of the realm of possibility. Exactly. Here's something we can all agree on. You can't trust the government. Would you all agree on that? Let me know. LTHG, 167%, says Steve. I'd give half my Bitcoin to B12. You can't buy time, but you can buy Bitcoin. Preach. Time is our most valuable asset, family. Happy Sunday. Shout out Juan Romero. Appreciate you, fam. Everyone smash the like. It's lit here in the chat. I greatly appreciate y'all's support. And let's dive into our next story of the day. We still got a lot to cover. We just discussed the mystery of Satoshi's wallet receiving over $1 million. Now let's discuss the latest with BlackRock and the ETF, because we may get that ETF approval within the next 24, 48 hours. So let's discuss this. BlackRock to slash 3% of their workforce ahead of the Bitcoin ETF deadline. Yeah, because Bitcoin is a virtual asset. They could probably get rid of a lot of their staff, now that I think about it. The world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, reportedly plans to reduce its global workforce by around 3% in the coming days. This comes amid BlackRock's expectations of receiving a favorable news from the US SEC regarding its spot Bitcoin ETF app. According to the report from Fox Business yesterday, January 6th, citing people familiar with the matter, around 600 employees will be laid off as part of routine internal adjustments. It'll be determined by employee performance over the past 12 months. So it sounds like they're looking to get rid of the dead weight, as the cream always rises to the top. And additionally, BlackRock reportedly anticipates the approval of its Bitcoin ETF on January 10th. Wow, 3 more days, family. The same day that the SEC has a deadline to approve or reject the ARK21 shares spot Bitcoin ETF, which is ultimately Cathie Wood's one. Now, however, the SEC deadline for BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF app isn't until January 15th. So they have actually an extra 5 days in comparison to ARK21. This comes after a rush of amendment forms were filed with the SEC by the spot Bitcoin ETF applicants in the recent days, which we have been covering here on the show. On January 5th, BlackRock submitted a 19B4 amendment for its spot Bitcoin ETF app, as James Safart shares here. Okay, BlackRock 19B4 amendment is in too. Expect to see 11 of these this evening. And shout out to Will, Stop Sun versus Guru. He says, let's go fam. Hit the like, sub, and share. JV has given essential community service. I greatly appreciate that, super family. Much love, much respect. The filing was made on the same day as the other asset managers, including Valkyrie, Grayscale, Bitwise, HashDex, ARK21 Shares, Invesco, Galaxy, Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, Van Eck, and Wisdom Tree. These filings are one of the final steps in the SEC approval process. However, completing S1 documents is necessary for the U.S. exchanges to list shares of investment securities with direct exposure to cryptocurrency. Meanwhile, in December of 2023, it was reported that BlackRock had made changes to its Bitcoin ETF app to make it more accessible for Wall Street banks to participate by creating new shares in the fund with cash instead of just crypto. The in-kind redemption model will enable the major banks to serve as authorized participants for the fund. It will allow them to bypass restrictions preventing the direct holding of Bitcoin or crypto on their balance sheets. Now, this could be alarming at the same time, and hence why we're going to be discussing ultimately the difference between these type of ETFs, which are cash in and cash out. It ultimately means you get the USD equivalent at the time that you cash out. You don't ever receive Bitcoin and you don't put Bitcoin in. So there's no Bitcoin in and no Bitcoin out. Whereas with El Salvador, Max has been talking about, they're going to be launching a true Bitcoin ETF where you can actually put Bitcoin in and receive Bitcoin out. But it gets a little more sinister than that. In fact, they're saying that the US government has a master plan to seize all of the Bitcoin through the ETFs, which we're going to be covering here shortly as our main story. So hold on tight, family. Let's get back to the chat. ESG pullback, bring it. Steve, everyone is buying land, supply and demand. Let's grow a garden. Shout out to Casey Gates. Appreciate you gifting a MicroStrategy membership of the channel to Wayne. You have been blessed. So congratulations, Wayne. Show Casey Gates some love. I don't think so. ETF will ever get approved. So Jaws is skeptical. No faith in Gary. Mr. Gensler, Bitcoin ETF is a security. Bitcoin self-custody is not. HODL, hold it. HODL, yeah. And kind is the best way for the BlackRock and clients. Cash in, cash out, more taxable events. Appreciate the insights. Why don't you know about Bitcoin, or what you don't know about Bitcoin can hurt you? We don't know. BlackRock, pink slip. Vote pro crypto in 2020. Oh yeah, that's right. The election year is this year as well. Who's going to win this election? That's another controversial topic here. XRP doesn't have smart contracts and it is no consensus or governance, says Will. Backdoor way for the US government to get Bitcoin into the sovereign wealth fund. Very interesting there, Jennifer. Love and respect, fam. Cheers, Casey. Appreciate you. Wayne says, thanks for that membership, Casey. Much love. This world has already chosen XRP, bro. So keep your Ishcoin. You have the balls to call Bitcoin an Ishcoin. CBDCs and XRP is going to enslave humanity. So remember that when your family gets enslaved by that programmable money by the central banks, family. Never forget that. XRP will not go anywhere, says Will. If the ETFs don't get approved, everyone will sue the SEC. That's a good point as well. Much love from LA. Keep up the good fight. You got that, Hypersonic Crypto. I appreciate your support, family. Coinbase stock tomorrow morning. What's going on with Coinbase? Oh, it's going to probably soar because of the ETF. That's right. They're the custodian with BlackRock and many of the major institutions. Is your dog a bit hound? He's a rescue pup. So honestly, I don't know what breed he is. I was guessing he's Chihuahua mixed with some other stuff. I don't know. Right, XRP is the devil's brew. There you go, bombastic. Truth, says Yucca Gallery. Yeah, remember in 1931, the U.S. government made it illegal to own gold. Yes, I remember the Gold Confiscation Act of 1933 in a past life, 100%. Yes. XRP Army are delusional, says Fair Alert. Appreciate you spreading the truth. Thank you, Kaizen. I appreciate that. XRP is a poor choice of a speculative coin because it is designed in the white paper to pump volume into price rises. You won't benefit from most of that. What's the only top crypto down for the past month? XRP. Interestingly enough, every other altcoin has been mooning. Aliens in Miami are buying Bitcoin. That's what I hear. Be careful out there. And thanks again, Hypersonic, for supporting the channel. We now got over 1.3 thousand people on the live stream. We greatly appreciate the support. If everyone smashes the like right now, we'll have over 2,000 people on the stream here shortly. And we'll spread this word. I'd be preaching the holy gospel of Satoshi, not only on Sundays, but 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. This is pod episode number 1515, and we're just getting started. They will criminalize private wallets. That's precisely what they're trying to do. So let's just dive into our next story of the day. We still got a couple more things to share. Let's discuss this ETF approval and when it is likely. The headline here reads, revised forecast, Bloomberg Analyst cuts the probability of the Bitcoin spot ETF rejection to 5%, meaning 95% probability that it gets approved. So yeah, Balchunas lowered the possibility of the SEC delaying the launch of the Bitcoin spot ETF down to 5%. The latest forecast comes as crypto enthusiasts worldwide anticipate a wide-scale approval of various Bitcoin spot ETF proposals by the SEC on Wednesday, the deadline being January 10th. Now, in October, Balchunas and fellow Bloomberg analyst James Seyfarth predicted there was a 90% chance that ARK Invest in 21 shares would receive the approval for their joint Bitcoin spot Bitcoin ETF on January 10th, which marked the final deadline date for the SEC's response on their application. However, In a recent post on X on the 6th, which is yesterday, Balchunas raised the probability of the green lighting to an astounding 95% after declaring that there was only a 5% probability that the SEC would reject the ARK21 ETF bid in the coming days. Here's what he wrote. James Safart, ARK, number one, good question. ARK withdraws. Well, I guess someone asked, let's spark the conversation. You say 90% sure an ETF. Can you explain to all of us what will happen is the 10% plays out? And here's what he wrote. Number one, ARK withdraws with assurances about March. Unlikely. 2, Gensler goes nuclear and the SEC denies using new reasons or ignores the court knowing they'd end up back in court again. Unlikely. And number 3, Biden admin comes down and does something to stop this, which he also says is unlikely. And Balchunas weighed in. Well, said though, I probably go with 5% at this point, but you got to leave a little window open for these things. So ultimately saying anything is possible, but if you just kind of read between the lines of what's going on, it's going to make them look very bad if they come up with some BS last minute to not approve it. This new prediction is based on the implausibility of all scenarios, which could represent a possible delay or non-approval of the ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF app. And in an earlier post on January 6th, Safart listed these scenarios, starting with ARK21 shares spontaneously withdrawing their ETF proposal from the SEC, which he claimed to be highly unlikely. Another scenario is that the SEC discovers new reasons to reject the launch of the crypto spot ETF, resulting in a drawn-out court battle between the U.S. regulator and ARK21 shares, a situation that Safart believes the SEC would rather avoid, especially following its recent loud legal loss against Grayscale, which we covered here on the show. And the final event that the Bloomberg analyst believes could prevent the clearance of the ARK21 shares bid is a direct intervention from the U.S. presidency. Another scenario that appears remotely possible. Well, Biden doesn't even know what cryptocurrency is, but obviously his handlers deem it basically an enemy, hence why they've been attacking it with people like Elizabeth Warren with their BS bills, which I don't believe are going to go anywhere. But anyways, the D-Day approaches. The importance of the ARK21 shares joint bid to the Bitcoin spot ETF saga revolves around its final deadline date for an SEC response, which is the earliest of the bunch. Now, it is believed that the SEC will rather approve several Bitcoin spot ETF apps at once, regardless of their respective final deadline date, in a similar fashion as it did with the Ether futures ETFs back in August of last year. This belief is backed by the discussions between the U.S. regulator and various applicants in the last few weeks, leading to amendments in respective proposals, which indicates the preparation of an incoming approval. And at this time, the set date of the expectation remains January 10th, with crypto enthusiasts highly enthusiastic about the potential bullish effects of a spot Bitcoin ETF on the price over the year. Meanwhile, Bitcoin continues to trade now this morning or this afternoon at 44,500, having gained now roughly 5% in the last week, and we're just getting started. So there you have it, my fam. Let me know your thoughts on that. Again, if you feel we're going to get the approval and green light from the SEC and the chairman, Gary Gensler, this week, put a 1 in the live chat. If you don't think it's going to be approved this week and sometime after, put a 2. I want to see, by a show of hands, how many of you believe we're likely to get the green light this week. And I think with that green light, 50 is inevitable, 50 being the next major psychological resistance. I think we blow right past it off the back of the news if we get the official approval. And I think that could happen within 24 hours. We're going to be having a pump watch here on the channel, so be on the lookout for that. So here we go. 1, if you think approval this week. 2, no go. Holla. Let me know. 0, put a 1. Mark Ola, 1. Robert 1, Jesus 1, Devil B 1, John 1, Steve 1, Miguel 1, LHL 2, 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 mic check 1 2 1 2 3 1 1 3 2 1 1 20 2 2 1 1. I think it'll go up and then go down. Smart man. 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 69. 1 1 2 2 1.5 or 1/2 420. Amen. 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 2 1 1. So I'd say it's probably about 80% of you believe we're going to get the approval this week. That's what's up. Welcome everyone just joining the pod. I appreciate it. Smash the like, smash the subs if you're new here. Support the movement. We appreciate it. Eric says, what a confirmation for Pump Watch tonight. Yeah, bring it. I mean, if we get above 45,000 this evening, we may be doing a pump watch, but who knows? We may just blow right past that. The local high for the year is just shy of 46. It's around, I would say, 45.8. So we'll see if we can break that. Gary can eat my under cheese. Yuck. 111, 100K equals 24. Let's go. Bring it. Keep the chat lit, family. We greatly appreciate it. We're about to dive into our featured story of the day. But first, a few words from Michael Saylor.
There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin.
Remember, family, you still have an opportunity and a window to front run these major asset managers, and that window is fastly closing shut. So seize the moment.
Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works.
Tell them, Michael. It's going to 50 G's, baby. Send it.
Works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
There you go. You heard it first from the Giga Chad. Make a plan ahead of the time. I hope someone uses that audio clip, right? I bet you easy money. Word up. 100K, 24. What up, facts? Approval, then a run to 50 G's, then corrections to 35 and a pump to 70,000 all-time high in October. Let's get it. Get ready to get some. You already know. Nick put a 1, Russell put a 1. Bring it. 50 G's incoming this week. Send it. Will Bitcoin do after the ETF or climb to the moon? Rocket ship, baby. Be here this week to lose. Yes. I mean, it's game time. Long time holder fancy doesn't matter. Amen, Jennifer. Shout out Miguel. I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. They will make at hardest possible in order to look good for the politicians that are opposing it. We love Gary. FOMO mofo, let's go. What's your Bitcoin prediction after the week if it doesn't get approved? If it doesn't get approved, I say we stay in the 40 range. I don't think we're going to dump. If we get the approval, we're absolutely not going to dump. We're just going to pump. We're going to blow past 50. We may just return to the all-time high like that. Price discovery mode, 69 G's. Send it. The difference this time is the SEC can't afford to be taken to court again, or Gary may lose his job. Now, if you'd like to see Gary get fired and lose his job, put a 1 in the chat. I'm curious. If you're not a fan of No Claire Gare, history will be made this week. Yeah, it is a big week. This is the time we've all been waiting for. Zero says 36. Is that if we get the rejection? Who on here would take Saylor's advice? I mean, who wouldn't take Saylor's advice is a more logical question. The 15th will get approved, says Kepler. So you're saying January 15th. That's the deadline for BlackRock. The 10th is the deadline for ARK 21. 111. You guys want to see Gensler get removed? 1111. Yeah, no, don't take it personal, Mr. Gensler. But you're a horrible chairman. No Claire Gare. Can't even answer a question. Is Ethereum a security? Oh, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I can't provide any clarity. Mr. Burns. Antonius, I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod family. Let's get it lit. We're about to dive into our featured story of the day and discuss the latest conspiracies with the government seizing all the Bitcoin ETF biddies. You already know. Shout out to Milan. I appreciate you subbing, family. 111111. No love for Gary. 11111. I love it. You guys are amazing. Much love, much respect. Keep the comments a-flowing. But anyways, without further ado, now let's dive into our featured story of the day and discuss what's going to happen when the U.S. government plans to seize all the Bitcoin ETF BTC, according to Max Keiser. Let's break this baby down. We'll also be discussing the money BlackRock has already, $2 billion in investments lined up, according to Van Eck's head of research. So yeah, let's break this baby down. Max has been killing it on X with these tweets all morning. This is one he shared. Number 1, government seizes the ETF for national security. Number 2, before they send you your US dollars. Number 3, price moves up to 100,000 per Bitcoin. Number 4, you pay tax on the gain from the payout, and with what's left, you buy Bitcoin at a price $100,000 per coin higher. Number 5, the price crashes. And number 6, you're now sitting a net losing position from where you started. This was off the back of someone asked them, what's the point after that? You just buy Bitcoin with the USD. And I think Max is making a very clear point. So let's continue with his tweets. Kathy Wood shared, there is no counterparty risk with Bitcoin, unlike the banking system. Max says, oh, hold up. There is counterparty risk with a Bitcoin ETF, though. And he definitely makes a good point there. Someone wrote here, Max, this is only true for Bitcoin futures ETFs like BITO. Spot Bitcoin ETFs like IBIT are shares that are fully backed by real spot Bitcoin. Send your Bitcoin to us and we'll custody it for you, so don't lose them in a boating accident or something. Max responded, you're not protected against government seizure, and the US government plans to seize all Bitcoin ETF Bitcoin in the interest of national security. And let's continue. Source, a delay in Bitcoin ETF listing connected to coordination with possible anti-self-custody laws. I mean, Honey Badger don't give a what. Shout out to my Bitcoin Honey Badgers out there. And also, Bitcoin's implied hash adjusted price now is over 400,000 per Bitcoin. That's with the hash rate at 540 quintillion exahashes per second. We discussed this yesterday. The hash rate and difficulty continues breaking out to new all-time highs, which is a great sign, as the Bitcoin price tends to follow the hash rate. Now, also, quoting Max Keiser, I shared this. It got a lot of love. Already got 146 hearts and 39 retweets. This is transcribing an interview with Max Keiser. He was asked, what are your thoughts on BlackRock? And here's what Max said verbatim. BlackRock is terrible. They're one of the worst players on Wall Street. They're completely without morals whatsoever. Their business model is just repackaging stocks and selling them as ETFs. Their ETFs own more stocks than there are stocks, and they charge a fee for that, and they have incredible political influence, and they use it to make it easier for them to game the system. They are really a plague on capitalism. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment from Max on BlackRock. Now, also here someone wrote, the 5th and 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution already protects your right to self-custody Bitcoin. And then Max points out, no, if there is a national emergency, see Patriot Act. Preach. Now, check this out. I just find this interesting. This is someone shared this. This is coming from I'm on Smoko, but nonetheless, you can see it right here. Every single aspect of BlackRock is Jewish. Here are the founders. Larry Fink, net worth $1.27 billion. Then it shows you Robert S. Capito's net worth, $470 million. Susan Wagner, $422 million. These are the founders. Barbara Nowick, $224 million. Ben Golub, $160 million. And Ralph, $375 million. BlackRock is one of the 3 largest management firms that own 88% of the S&P 500 companies. BlackRock manages more than $87 billion worth of shares in fossil fuel companies. Aladdin, a technology system developed by BlackRock, unifies the investment management process. And as of 2020, Aladdin managed $21.6 trillion in assets. Now, here are the top 15 companies of BlackRock. It includes Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, P&G, NVIDIA, Tesla, Johnson & Johnson, Google, United Healthcare, Berkshire Hathaway, ExxonMobil, Visa, MasterCard, JP Morgan. In fact, they even own roughly 9% of MicroStrategy. So they're juggernauts in the game. Now check this out. Vandalay Bitcoin Industries wrote, Max retweeted it, the government owns BlackRock and BlackRock owns the government. Both entities overlap and want a slice of the lucrative Bitcoin pie. There are many paths to do that and they will pursue all of them. Only Bitcoiners who own their own keys will remain sovereign. Remember fam, not your keys, not your coins. Now check out the headlines. Back in 2017, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink calls Bitcoin an index of money laundering. In 2021, why BlackRock is bullish on blockchain, but not Bitcoin. And then in 2022, BlackRock picks Coinbase to provide clients with direct Bitcoin exposure. Hence why we say, don't listen to what they say, but watch what they do, because they're fraudsters and hucksters and scammers. You already know that. Now check this out. Eric Voorhees wrote this, the most important result of a Bitcoin ETF will be that it dissuades or even prevents governments from the harshest potential treatment of Bitcoin, such as the impulse to outright ban it. When 50 million boomers own it passively, the political and economic damage from a ban will be significantly less palatable. It is no longer just an asset for shadowy supercoders, and it is absolutely a Trojan horse about to be pulled through the gates of Troy. Now, Max responded, it won't get banned, it'll get seized. There is a big difference. Now, Here's some more tweets. Financial products under the custody of government-regulated institutions can be confiscated, stolen, if you prefer. This has been true throughout history. Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917, Gold Reserve Act of 1934, and many before for centuries. The Bitcoin ETF won't be any different. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. And as shared here, Max retweeted this and he was posting it many times on his timeline. Not likely, but not out of the realm of possibility if you read the fine print. This excerpt is from the Valkyrie Bitcoin Fund Form S1 registration statement. Seizes, impounds, restricts access are outcomes we want to protect our wealth from. The real Bitcoin is superior. Now read this for yourself. I'm going to read it out loud. The trust will dissolve if any of the following events occur. And the first thing we circled here, the U.S. federal or state regulatory requires the trust to shut down or forces the trust to liquidate is Bitcoin or seizes, impounds, or otherwise restricts access to trust assets. So don't think it can't happen. A seizure can absolutely happen. You can't trust these mofos. So as Max says, you are not protected against government seizure, and the U.S. government plans to seize all the Bitcoin ETF Bitcoin in the interest of national security. Remember, they're the enemies of Bitcoin, so why wouldn't the enemies do that? Now, here's what Alex Jones has to share about BlackRock. The UN has officially adopted the BlackRock plan to forcefully establish a corporate governance system called the ESG. It does not matter what country you're in, it's all the same. Every evil agenda is coming directly from this group. That's why you see the open insanity of men competing against women in boxing across the world, which is breaking news if you missed it. USA Boxing is allowing biological men to fight women. You can't make this stuff up. Now, BlackRock will pull funding if the organizations do not follow the ESG directive. This is how they control you. Now, destabilizing the male-female ecosystem is key to their depopulation agenda. Eugenics. We are dealing with a death cult. He also tweeted, this is extremely important info. Know your enemy. If the people would just read what BlackRock and World Economic Forum are saying and doing, it'll be game over for them. They are openly pushing a dystopian plan for the world. The communist Chinese-style COVID lockdowns were just a beta test. Read the globalist plan and to use a novel virus for the pretext to launch a planetary police state controlled by the UN. We are here now. And even Jimmy Dore actually had Alex Jones on the show, and they wrote here on this tweet, BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, all controlled by the same group. Less than a dozen managers control 88% of the world assets and wealth, and they have said, we'll use this to control people. They want to cut off our resources. 100%. Now, also, I'm going to read you, I think I got two more tweets from Jones. BlackRock is the conductor of controlling over 85% of planetary wealth. 99% of the Fortune 500 take direct orders from BlackRock. Larry Fink openly brags about how he controls our behavior through the ESG regime. Their public goal is a 90% reduction in population. Do the math. How many billions of people does that mean are going to disappear? Do the math. Men like Fink and Gates must be exposed. It's time to take our power back. The lockdowns, the poison shots, the open borders, the new wars, the attacks on the family. It all comes from the same death cult. The parasite class has stolen the world and now wants most of us dead. They are coming for all of us. This is total war. Preach. And one more for you. People ask how I'm able to predict what's coming decades ahead of time. I don't have a crystal ball. I studied the globalists' own documents. The World Economic Forum and BlackRock battle plan is public. It's all taking place in full view. The end game is 90% population reduction. But first, they must smash the West, resist, or die. So there you go. And I'm going to read this one bonus story for you here with BlackRock already lined up with $2 billion to invest in their ETF. Let's go. VanEck's head of research, Matthew Siegel, recently hinted that the spot Bitcoin ETF of the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, could see a record-breaking amount of inflows upon launch. This comes as the approval by the SEC looks imminent. Siegel mentioned on X, base hosted by the media platform, the block that he heard from a reliable source said BlackRock had more than $2 billion already lined up for week one. The investment capital is said to be coming from existing Bitcoin holders who are looking to increase their exposure into Bitcoin. He quickly added that he couldn't be 100% certain of the info. However, it's a possibility considering that issuers would be looking to get investors that can inject huge sums into their respective ETFs. Now, Siegel went on to highlight how significant it would be if BlackRock's ETF indeed saw $2 billion of inflows in the first week of trading, saying that it would blow away their initial projections. They estimate that the spot Bitcoin ETFs can see $2.5 billion of inflows in the first quarter of trading. Meanwhile, they believe the market can grow to $40 billion within the next 2 years. And commenting on the possibility of BlackRock seeing this significant amount of inflows, Eric Balchunas noted that such an occurrence isn't unusual for the world's largest asset manager. And according to him, BlackRock is known for lining up and injecting big cash into new ETFs on the first day of trading. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less myself. That way, it registers the volume for them. Balchunas further noted that BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF seeing $2 billion of inflows would shatter all records relating to first day and week volume for any ETF. And interestingly, BlackRock already holds the record for the most successful ETF launch, going by the amount of inflows recorded on day one, as outlined right here. The world's asset manager further dominates the top 10 list of most successful ETF launches. Balchunas clarified that those inflows were mainly lined up cash and not organic, as they were readily available before the ETF launch. He also mentioned that he got a second source to confirm Siegel's claims that BlackRock has a big day one lined up. So there you go. Meanwhile, the Bloomberg Analyst provided an update on when the approval order from the SEC was likely to come, citing multiple sources, stating the SEC is lining up all issuers for the potential launch on January 11th, 4 days out from today. So there you have it, my crypto fam. What are your thoughts on all of this that I just shared with you regarding Max Keiser blowing the whistle, sharing that they could have these sinister plans, US government that is, to seize all the Bitcoin through the ETFs in the name of national security? See the Patriot Act. You already know. What's your thoughts on what Alex Jones had to share, blowing the whistle on BlackRock as well, as he has been doing for a long time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And now let's dive into our live Q&A family. I lost it in a boating accident. Word. It's amazing how little the Bitcoin price changes. We're still above 44,000, eh? That would mean that over 780 billion people would be, what does that say? Unalived, and then forget the lessons of the dark ages. Yeah, I mean, really think about that. I approve this message, says Zero. BlackRock is dangerous, says Crypto Gator. Bill Gates is going to try to seize Bitcoin. Yeah, I wouldn't put that past them, because think about it. What's the only thing that assures our freedom and sovereignty on this planet? Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is their enemy. The people who control the world hate it. Now they have joined forces to collect it and take it from you. So you can't put that past them. You got to put two and two together, family. Let's not forget. Did Max forget that the incoming big money holds political influence over the government? Seizing ETF Bitcoin would mean the government's demise. I hope you're right, doggy treats, but you can't put nothing past them. JV, what do you do if Uncle Sam came knocking on your door asking for your Ledger wallet? I'd say, you know what I mean? Fox base, 90% population reduced means there'll be nobody creating anything. Yeah, they'll probably have robots to do everything. It's hard to control a population of 8 billion people when we're awakened with technology to share information with one another. Back in the old days, before the internet, it was easier to control the populations. You just do so through the newspaper. We didn't have social media. Alts are getting wrecked, says Will. Don't sell, just buy. Amen. You sound great. Don't change. Do you? Thank you, Obi. Shout out JJ. What it do? Chuck Baller's time. What up? Steve. I'm a vet. It's crazy. Everyone buys a homestead, grow your own food, produce for yourselves. Smart man. Produce your own produce. Bitcoin will plummet before they buy. It is all too high, says Daniel Jackson. Bitcoin is global. They won't be able to hold enough of it. History repeats itself. Just like it was taken away from the people with gold, the Seizure Act, 100%. Political suicided, says Robert. XRP was sued for a reason, says Get Ready. Let's get those likes up. I appreciate it. Pump the likes if you're gaining value out of today's show. If you're not gaining value out of today's show, still pump the likes and support your boy. I appreciate it. God believes in self-custody. Amen. And Bitcoin is God hacking humanity. I truly do believe that. This is our gift on this planet from the Most High. I thank God every day for giving us Bitcoin, and I thank God for Satoshi. Live off the grid, buy ammo and Bitcoin, stack sats. You got that right, Zero. Ordinals are the answers, says Gregory Mason. XRP is up only 300% in 9 years. Ouch. It was like, I'll give it credit, in 2017, I think it was the best performing crypto asset, at least out of the top cryptos. But then it's been stagnant ever since, which is wild. Produce, your own everything. Amen. What up, Puerto Rico? Shout out Jose Colon. JV, love it. Not giving my biddies up either. That's what's up, Palm. Max is the man. Shout out Max and Stacy. I love those two. Yeah, it is better to invest in Bitcoin itself or the new ETF when it comes out. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Self-custody, self-custody, self-custody. HODL gang, HODL gang, HODL gang. Forget the ETF. That's for the asset managers that need an ETF to even invest into Bitcoin. If it's not required for you to invest into Bitcoin to do it through an ETF, then you shouldn't use an ETF. It's not in your best interest, family. That was the focus of today's show, to create awareness so that you don't FOMO into the stupid ETF. Because it makes no sense. There's no advantage. You're going to be giving them 1% per year in fees. Do you like that? You can just learn to self-custody in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And just keep it all and have it protected and actually own your own Bitcoin. Otherwise, with an ETF, you got the IOU version. You don't actually own any Bitcoin. And if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Coinbase will hold it for you. What up, Gregory Mason? Thanks for subbing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Appreciate the support. Nano Ledger, I got mine, says Daniel Jackson. I lost my keys in a boat accident. Welcome to the club, super cool bros. BlackRock doesn't care about the higher Bitcoin price. They get paid on the amount under management. A higher price is more money for them. Good point, Buddy Mac. When has the government really backed self-sustainable anything? We can't even save rainwater. Yeah, they're terrible. Population control in full effect. You already know, fam. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Bitcoin is going to P&D. What does P&D stand for? I don't even know. The fees for Coinbase are so dang high, I went to Grayscale. Right on, Steve. So Grayscale got better fees. Call it printing, whatever. Releasing 50 billion more XRP coins is basically printing. There you go, Jeffrey. Self-custody is freedom. Preach. Self-custody of Bitcoin is a life skill. There you go, 2 for 1. Big tax advantage in Canada when inside our tax-free accounts. My growth is at 0% tax rate. That's what's up. ETF Bitcoin will change for the higher price as bombastic. Bitcoin needs an off-ramp as it is not widely used. They just outlaw the off-ramp. Well, the only thing they can control, because they can't control Bitcoin itself, they can control the on-ramps and off-ramps, which are the exchanges. Max loses credibility with this, says Track. Well, we'll see who's right. I trust and respect Max, so I think he's sharing it at a good place in his heart to try to prepare people and warn people that ETFs aren't the answer and that we should self-custody. And I think that's a powerful message. Fidelity has the lowest fees, says Track. Price to earnings ratio, thanks for exposing the ETF, probably can even be confiscated. Well, in the name of national security, it can. Are you coined? Cloned? Me? I hope not. If they have my DNA, you never know. Bitcoin trading ones, a bit of a pause. The people see it isn't going down. They start to buy, then it explodes high. Bitcoin made us all smarter. Amen. Cheers to that, family. Yes, I am a robot. Robot JV. Got sats. I agree. These ETFs will last thing we need. Satoshi itself can't move his coin because there is no backward compatibility either. Bitcoin Core points out Yamil Cruz. Appreciate tuning into the stream, fam. XRP trying hard to remain relevant. It's not 2017 no more, says Will. What's the fundamental difference between Trezor and the Ledger? Two big differences. Trezor is open source and there's no backdoors. Ledger, not open source and there's backdoors. So I prefer the Trezor personally. If I had to compare the two, what do you guys think? Not your keys, not your crypto. Fidelity is also self-custody, but they're the ones self-custodying it for you. I got clarification on that yesterday. So with BlackRock, they're using Coinbase as the custodian. Thank you, Mr. Crypto, for subbing. Whereas with Fidelity, you don't hold it, of course. They hold it for you, but they're self-custodying it themselves. They're not using Coinbase, which is a third party. XRP trying hard not to rage quit. One more dip and then 55 Gs this next time week. Send it. Can't wait. Kabucha Power JV. AI bot. Bring it, McLovin. You already know. 100,000 Bitcoin on the approval. Send it, the Mac. You don't need a crystal ball to predict human government behavior. All you need is knowledge of history. Well said, 2 for 1. Well said. Satoshi had been chained in your basement. XRP troll low key trying to learn about the Bitcoin convert while he can. How many people realize we are the new 1%? Amen to that. Is it possible to lose Bitcoin in a submarine accident? Very likely. Anything is possible in this crazy world. Hi from Russia. So much manipulation of the market. Well said, Roman Romano. Thanks for tuning in from Russia, family. Is there any... Oh, yeah, in Russia, big news out of there. I shared last week. One of their biggest miners is opening up a Bitcoin mining hub in Ethiopia. So Russia's going hard on Bitcoin mining, which is lit. Bitcoin and ICP forever, says Mohammed. Shout out Mohammed. Did you get to call your broskies over in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Qatar and ask when are they converting that sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin? I lost a lot while watching submarine races over the last weekend. Oh, snap. OG, welcome, family. Good to see you. You aren't an investment banker, XRP ready. You're a Cheetos stain. There's no way there'll ever be a fully diluted market cap. 21 trillion for Bitcoin with a Bitcoin price of 1 million. It's never going to happen. Bitcoin style and Bitcoin miners sky 3 to 5x or more, says Nate. Just arrived. What I missed? You missed the boat, Bassini. But after the stream, you can go back and watch it. So it's all good. What will the ETF do for Bitcoin? Man, it's going to bring in new capital. That's the bigger picture. There's trillions of dollars of capital. The total addressable market of the world is north of 700 trillion. Right now, the Bitcoin market cap is less than 1 trillion. So it's just a pup, kind of like nip in the back. So it's going to grow by ushering new capital into the market, which is going to rise the prices and help usher in massive Bitcoin adoption. But there's a sinister plot, which we discussed, so you got to keep that in mind. Is Coinbase a better place to hold your crypto? Self-custody is the best place to hold your crypto. Trust nobody, verify everything. That's the motto. That's what I preach each and every day. Greetings from Slovenia. Cheers, Nick. Appreciate you. Make it volatile. BlackRock is not here to make you rich. Correct. They're here to take your biddies and keep you poor. Tangent wallet is better than Ledger. There you go. Another recommendation on the wallets. New buyers, new adopters. Word. Bitcoin with chain key tech. Bring it. Let's go. Smash the likes if you're just joining the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Today's chat has been lit, so I appreciate the interaction as this is a live and interactive show. Makes it funner. JV is an open source host. He will read out insults as well as praise. This is the way. You already know. Because I end up reading anything, and then by the time I'm halfway through the comment, I realize it's a troll. I'm like, oh no, but what are you going to do? You got to roll with the punches, right? Boom, boom. Don't leave your crypto on Coinbase. Amen. BlackRock wants your biddies. So keep them in self-custody accordingly. Don't give them. Because once you give them your biddies, you'll never get them back. That's the reality of the situation. Ask Nipsey in the background. He already knows. What's all the Bitcoin moving on crack? Yeah, why is all it moving? I heard about it this morning. I don't know the reason. Is there some inside information I don't know about going down on Kraken? Because I actually like the Kraken exchange. It's one of my recommended exchanges to use for those in the United States. I am old. What does lit mean? Lit means, you guys tell him. Tell Steve, what does lit mean? On fire? Happening? Cool? You... There's no second best. That's right. Super cool broskies 2.0. Is that like cool or hip? Precisely. That's pretty much it. JV works hard and his little dog behind him just lives the good life. There you go, Nate. Bitcoin is the way. It is the only way. Let's go. JV makes Bitcoin saving smart and fun. There you go. What happens if Coinbase decides to close when gets hot on trading? This typically happens when Bitcoin hits all-time highs. The exchanges just go down. There's like too much volume and you can't buy it or sell it. It's crazy. So be prepared accordingly. Get your Bitcoins now at 44,000 before we return to the 69,000 all-time high. You know what I mean? Because you may try to buy, I'm going to buy at 60 and you can't buy. And then it goes up to 90 and you're like, crap, $30,000 gap. Doing the big pump now. Bring it. Move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Shout out Muhammad Ali. I like groovy. Well, I'll bring groovy back, fam. You want me to bring groovy back? I'll start saying groovy. JV, thank you for the building. This awesome pod and community. You the man. Much love to Zero. Thanks for all your support. Greatly appreciate it. Lit means the light bulb came on. Fire. In November, vote for a administration that doesn't have Yellen or Gensler. Preach. Tell them, Bill. I'm all for that. I stand by this message. Drinking XRP tears. Bitcoin out of Kraken, probably transferred and held into the hard wallets. Yeah, right now the smart money is taking all the crypto off the exchanges and putting it in self-custody. Follow the smart money, family. Those are the whales. When Saudi money, I'm asking the same question. When Saudi, Qatar, I want that oil money as well coming into Bitcoin. It's time. Lit can also mean intoxicated. Yes, but in my case, I don't use it in that sense, but you are right. Indecent and good wallet. I love Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum, just trying to figure it out. So Steve, we have intentional community now, or international, yeah, all over the world. Literally, there's hundreds of countries you guys are tuned in from. I greatly appreciate it. And guess what? Bitcoin brings us all together. And that's why Bitcoin is so cool. It connects us instead of dividing us, right? There's enough division in this crazy world. Bitcoin brings us together because Bitcoin promotes peace, prosperity, and all the good stuff we want, love, whereas fiat currency perpetuates war, violence, and division. That's a fact. You know what I mean? A bunch of exchanges about to go bust. Which exchanges are going to go bust next? Rock and roll Qatar. Yeah. $500 billion sovereign wealth fund. They're looking to convert into Bitcoin according to Max. That would be massive. Diamond hand, laser eyes. You already know, Jennifer. Qatar pill money will come in the form of buying out the miners. I still use words like groovy, hip, and dig it, and baby. That's what's up. I'm asking for a decent wallet. I think the Trezor is phenomenal. Good energy here. Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We got to get to 100,000 subs. Markets are open. What time this evening? I think markets, are you referring to like stock markets? They open tomorrow. Crypto never sleeps. So Bitcoin's open 24/7, which is pretty groovy. Right, Steve? Remember that word. But anyways, family, what we're going to do, we still got over 1,000 people on the YouTube stream, which I appreciate, but we also have the fam over on Rumble right now awaiting. Here's what we do. Each and every day, we're live at the same time on YouTube and Rumble. The YouTube stream ends and we continue with the uncensored version of the show exclusively on Rumble. And that's what time it is right now. So head on over to Rumble, and happy 420, by the way, 44,220. Let's get it. Let's get lit. And yeah, let's all head on over to Rumble right now. You can find me on Rumble simply by opening up the Rumble app, type in Crypto News Alerts. I have a direct link in the description as well. You can find it's ultimately rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. And join me over on Rumble. It's going to be lit. We're going to be doing JV React sessions to some new video clips. It's going to be fun as it always is. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And also I'll be back here this evening on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern for the premiere of the show. It's going to be lit. Mark my words. And with that being shared, head on over to Rumble. Looking forward to seeing you there. Had a lot of fun here on the tube, but it's time to rumble. So let's get ready to rumble, shall we? Cheers, YouTube family. Head on over to Rumble. Deuces.